48 Chrysler DeSoto. Kids were going to send it to the scrapyard.
1940 Packard business coupe. It was in the bootlegging business.
1955, all original, 45-year-old paint job.
The 1929 Stearns Knight Model J. 28 of them was built, and it's one of 4 left in the country.
Hello, I'm Jeremy Dyson. Welcome to Trophy Rides, where we hear the stories behind the rides straight from the owners themselves. Today I'm in Marlton, Arkansas at the 68th annual Petit Swap Meet and Car Show. This is a huge event that has over 1,000 vendor booths. It's held each year on Father's Day weekend, and people from all over the country come out to look for the parts they need, to check out the car show, and they just might even drive a car home. Now I'll leave a link in the description below so you can find the details about the next event. If you love old classic cars and unique vehicles, follow me and let's go check out some cars and hear some good stories. Now you said this is a 1948
48
DeSoto?
Chrysler DeSoto.
It's a sharp one. How long have you had it?
We bought it probably 6 or 7 years ago out of a barn. It's actually an Arkansas car. Was never titled. Kids were going to send it to the scrapyard. So we got it, and then took us about 3-4 years. We did a frame off on it. It's got full modern drivetrain, LS53 turbo 400, 9-inch rear end.
I love the patina on this.
Yeah, we scrubbed it down real good with a SOS pad and just piled on the clear.
Cool. What's the, I see on the top up here, that's lace. You just
Yep.
over. Out of all of the stuff on here, what's your favorite thing about this car?
Oh, I would just have to say the body lines and the way it drives. I mean, we drive it everywhere, so.
It's a daily driver?
Yes.
I see it's lowered. You got hydraulics on it?
Air ride.
Air ride, yep. Well, I appreciate you telling me about
Absolutely.
it. And
Engines rumbling like thunder.
if you're enjoying this video, hit the like button and let me know. I sure do appreciate it.
Open's got a story inside. From a dream in a barn to a long black road, somebody turned a wrench and carried the
1940 Packard business coupe.
What makes it a business coupe?
It doesn't have a back seat. The club coupe had jump seats on each side that went down, so you could carry 2 kids or whatever with it. This one is all open behind the seat, so the businessman could carry his suitcase and his wares in there.
Well, this one's been in some kind of business in its lifetime, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. It was in the bootlegging business.
So a man in Dardanelle, Arkansas purchased it from a man just north of Dardanelle in order to restore it. And when he got to restoring it, the trunk lid was welded shut. And the man he had bought it from had told him that was formerly a bootlegger's car. And so it doesn't have a back seat. It was a businessman's coupe, but behind that wall was a keg. And then the trunk was welded shut so nobody could inspect it. So, in fact, in its day, that's what it was. It was a bootlegger's car.
How long have y'all had? How long have you had it?
I've only had it, what, 2 years now?
2 years ago,
2 years
I
ago, I
brought
bought
it
it
to the
from him
mountain,
up here.
and Mike saw it and fell in love with it.
It's a flathead 6-cylinder. I don't remember the cubic inches or
I don't
anything.
either. But evidently it was known to be a good running motor, and that's why bootleggers like to use it.
Yeah, I've seen some of the old Packard commercials that they would have the engine running and could stand a coin upright on edge on top of that engine. I've never been able to stand one upright, on a countertop. But I've seen that in some of their promotional stuff they had. That was on the bigger, fancy Packard cars,
Well, I appreciate y'all telling me about it.
Thanks for asking.
Thank you. Glad you did.
Rock and roll soul.
is this?
1955, all original,
Wow.
except for the taillights. Those
What
are
are
up in a
those?
1985 Cadillac.
Cadillac, I like that.
And the reason why, because the Studebaker had one light on the left side, and I had to put them on so I wouldn't get run over. It's got the original motor, 289, first year of the V8 for the Studebaker, and 89,000 original miles on it.
89,000.
Nah.
Wow.
Yep.
How long have you had it?
I've had it for 10 years now.
10 years.
And when I got it, it was a mess. Didn't do nothing to it. I lived up in Chicago at the time, and next to my shop was a guy that restores lacquer paint. And they had the truck for 14 days, and this is what it came out to look like.
Wow.
It was completely dull. They put a clear coat on it and cleaned up the paint. So yeah, I don't want nothing to happen to it, because I'll never get it to look like that again.
Oh, yeah.
I'd have to take it down to bare metal and redo it. So it's probably, we believe it's like 45-year-old paint job from when he,
Wow.
yeah, when he looked into it.
Boy, this is held up very good.
Yes, found it in a barn in Haiti, Missouri. And I could barely get it from the guy. And then he was like, "Are you going to restore this and put a big motor in it?" I said, "Absolutely not. I'm going to leave it exactly like it is and just get it running and driving." But it's funny, we put a battery in it though when I was down there, and it started right up. The thing was sitting, and
That's
it
awesome.
started right up. And a month later, I came back down and picked it up, and then there was no interior in it, so that was the hard part, was finding all the original pieces for the interior. But I was able to do that through Studebaker International in Indiana. There's a museum up there, and the gentleman that owns that bought up all the Studebaker dealers when they were going out of business. So he's got all original parts in the original boxes for sale. So I was able to get the gas pedal, a few odds and ends that I needed for the interior. It's still in original boxes.
Oh, wow.
You're welcome to go through it.
Okay.
Original pressure gauge and clock that was in the truck when I got it.
That's incredible.
But they came with these. It still says you can barely see Studebaker inside there, but this is your air pressure gauge. And then the clock.
Oh, that is cool.
They got real
Wow.
lucky. So yeah, it's all, like I said, it's all original, and yeah, I had it for 10 years
Very
now.
cool. Well, thank you for telling me about it.
That old pickup weighed 20 years.
If you're enjoying this video, hit the like button and let me know. I sure do appreciate it.
Roaring back to life and turning heads. Long nights turning bolts with the radio loud. Now it's rolling through town, drawing a crowd.
It's a 1929 Stearns Knight Model J. It's one of, I think 28 of them was built, and it's one of 4 left in the country that'll run. There's a couple more junk, but it run 100 mile an hour when it was brand new. Cost $5,600 when it was new. It's got sleeves in it instead of valves like a regular motor. It's got sleeves in it that run up and down like a 2-stroke kind of with ports in them. It's a real complicated motor. It's got like 3 crankshafts and 3 sets of connecting rods, and a set of timing chains and gears, like a double overhead cam motor. Straight 8. Tom Slayton owns it from San Clemente, California, and he's owned it since 1968. And he got it running when he bought it, but the motor locked up in about 30 miles, and then it sat for 30 years. And then he ended up a guy in South Dakota done about 85% of the restoration, and he was like 80, and all of a sudden he had a stroke and died in a week, and the motor had locked up in it again, and he brought it to me to get it fixed, and I'd never seen one before. I just work on hot rods and race cars. But yeah, I took him for a ride, and we drove it to a car show in Greenbrier about a month ago, and he said that's the first time he'd rode in it in 55 years. We done a 37 Ford dump truck that had about the same suspension and stuff under it, same size tires, and this drives 10 times better than that dump truck did. Yeah, this runs 65 mile an hour down the road, no problem, just cruising along. Yeah, I couldn't imagine going where you'd use that for it in 1929. He said a doctor bought it new somewhere around LA, and he said he's seen it sitting beside a road in Anaheim, and he said it took him 2 years to talk the guy into selling it. The upholstery came, all the upholstery materials came from England. They had to send the radiator went to England to get recored. Nobody in the United States made a honeycomb radiator core like that. It's an interesting vehicle. I've learned a lot from them, but I wish I knew more. Yeah, there's a forum about them. Actually, there's a website now, and the guy that runs the website said I was probably the last man alive that's had one apart in 5 years. It was an interesting motor to work on. We put the motor on a car rotisserie on each end of it for a motor stand when we was working on it so we could flop it around, because I knew a motor stand would never hold. The motor weighs 1,500 pounds.
Scratch got a memory tied to the road they drove in the years gone by. Shot trophy rides, hear the engines cry. Every mile's got a reason why. From grease-stained hands to a polished pride, we're telling the stories behind.
If you have a classic car or unique ride you'd like to see featured here, let me know. Thanks so much for watching, and tell your friends.
Got a rock and roll soul.